Welcome to What the We are as intelligent as our current presidential candidates are liked and respected. For a preview of tonight's show, we join Bobby Chastain in the KMVT newsroom. Bobby, what do we have in store for tonight's show?
Oh, well, thank you, lawyer. I am really relieved that we are bringing down the erotic charged upness from the last show. So now we're going to feature stories on the Matrix, stress management, which I guess could be erotic, watching people eat, which I guess could be erotic, and people walk like dogs,
which could also be erotic. Thank you, Bobby. We'll join you at the end of the show. They are the most awarded members in America. But enough about the Alcoholic Darwin Award winner society. Let's meet our panel. In the far chair, she's so hot she uses pepper spray as a breath mint. It's barstool philosopher Holly Hall. In the middle chair, it's retired nurse and suburban squirrel Frankie J. She's so sharp needles won't prick her out of professional courtesy. In between them, he's the host of KMVT's only live show, John Wants Answers. It's John Bink. If penetrating questions was bingo, little old ladies would do them in church every week. I think that's an old one. Finally, sitting next to me, she's cuter than a penguin chick, being devoured by a polar bear cub, which is impossibly cute. It's intimacy coach Raven Avery. Issue number one. Even though it feels, can it just be surreal? Bank of America's wealth management company, Merrill Lynch, sent out a briefing note to investors opining that we may all be living in the Matrix, a simulated reality. Quote, many scientists, philosophers, and business leaders believe that there is a 20 to 50% probability that humans are already living in a computer-simulated virtual world. It is conceivable that with advancements in artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and computing power, members of the future civilizations could have decided to run a simulation of their ancestors, us, unquote. I believe we have footage.
That's great.
Well, he said he had to catch a train, so.
And so he did.
Yeah. All right, Holly, I'm going to start off with you again, as always. Chance we're living in the Matrix simulation. Buying this or not?
I buy it. I believe we're in the Matrix. I've always thought that. The Matrix is my favorite movie of all time, as you know.
Oh, I thought it was Matrix 3.
Oh, no. Party foul. No, I've experienced a few too many deja vus that felt like little flashbacks. You know, is that a cat? Is that a black cat? Or was it, the
code just having a glitch?
Right. Glitch in the code. Yeah, I guess for me, the big question is the why. Who's our machines? What's the big why? Are we living in this, I guess the evil machinations of the whoever's doing this to us, kind of Divergent style, like are we living in some sort of a biodome type situation where they're running experiments on our human psychology and on our behavior, or is this some sick, twisted alternate power, I guess, alternate universe, but not so far into the future that they're putting us into, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay,
so you assume it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's true and you could change it, would you reboot as a new player or load yourself from a previous part in the game?
If I could reboot myself.
Or come as a different player.
That's a really good question. I'm old school, so I would like to think if I could go back in time, as this article sort of suggested, that our time is just in the recent past. The time that we are experiencing now is just from a slightly futuristic society looking back at 2016. I would like to reboot us back to the Commodore 64 era.
Ah, okay.
I remember that.
Okay.
So, yeah, what was that, like 1986?
You leave the room and come back.
Yeah.
No, this was before Raven was born. So
Yeah.
No, I remember this.
Yeah,
but that
sure
would be reflective of a benevolent race or being.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you totally reboot. Okay.
I would definitely reboot.
Okay. Frankie, as a retired nurse, what's your take on this? All these people dying in front of you. You think that's just game over for those people, or you think it's for real?
Well, people dying is for real, but let me tell you something. I don't buy this bullshit the Bank of America and Merrill Lynch are putting out there. I think they're just, financial institutions out there just trying to game us again. Who do they think they are? Wells Fargo, for Christ's sake?
So you think it's a conspiracy?
I think it's a bunch, yes.
But you don't
I think
it's a simulated
the financial
conspiracy?
institutions just getting at our instabilities
Okay.
and our
What do the banks have to do with it anyway? That was my big question.
Yeah. Why do they dish you out their
Exactly.
Why is B of A issuing this? Are they the machine that are trying to sap us as
creating
human
all these-
batteries?
They won't explain your statement to you.
Yes.
What do they have to do with it? And
Yep.
where did they choose the 20 to 50%, statistics? They sounded so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, what's your take on this?
Manipulating
As a computer programming kind of dude, what's your? Do you think this is plausible? You think it's plausible?
In science, this is what we call junk science.
Okay.
It's completely made up.
Okay.
Like this 20-50%, there's like no math behind that. It's just some guy's gut feeling, like, oh, there's probably half a chance we're in this crazy thing. There's no way to do experiments,
Right.
peer-reviewed experiments that are reproducible. There's no way. And
Well,
so
because
this is-
everything's controlled by the program, right?
This is just someone's imagination,
Okay.
and it's terrible.
But wouldn't the Agent Smith in the Matrix world be saying exactly what you're saying?
I can't talk about that.
Okay.
He is wearing a black suit.
He does have a red pill and a blue pill, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I don't think Agent Smith would have copped to being unable to masturbate, so it's all right. Until 18.
Not
Sorry
on this
about
show.
that. There you go. Raven, what's your take on this? Are we living in a simulated reality or not?
I hope so, because that would help explain so many effed up things about my life that I could just, lift the veil and just say, thank God that wasn't reality, right? I mean, I'm buying it.
So it's not your fault; it's the fault of the program,
Absolutely, the programmer.
or Agent Smith.
The programmer in the Matrix. Yeah.
Do you think you're
absolutely.
being jerked around by the programmer,
Absolutely.
who apparently can't do it himself? so-
Unsuccessful pleasuring.
Unsuccessful pleasuring. There you go. All right. No, okay. So
I'm buying it.
So if you believe this,
Yeah.
again, I'll do the same question as Holly. Would you reboot as a new player or load yourself from earlier on in the game?
I would completely reboot myself as Holly.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
I never thought about that.
Yes.
I could come back as, oh my
Who could you
goodness.
Yes.
Who could you come back as?
I want to
I mean,
be
I'm not
Doris
stupid.
Day.
But Doris Day is dead, isn't she?
But if you could reboot yourself,
You go back to when she was born.
how-
Oh, she was
yeah.
born. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So in addition to just virtual reality, you can time travel in your virtual
Why
reality.
not?
world. So Agent Smith just admitted that you can time travel in the virtual world, right?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And fill my bank account.
So now the question is, if you think you can reprogram or reboot, what would you have to do to reboot?
Or who would you have to do?
Who would you have to do?
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, who would you have?
We're here in the Silicon
I
Valley.
understand it's Agent
The
Smith.
So many
Agent
programmers.
Smith, you have to do him.
You might have to.
Well, then I may have to rethink my answer.
You might have to just give
Oh,
him
dear.
just give him a virus.
STD.
There you go.
STI reboot.
Oh, the program says I got to keep going.
Oh, dear.
If you see your problems in your head, can you head them off instead? A new study from Tel Aviv University claims people suffering from anxiety or traumatic stress can be taught to modulate their own brain activity. A recent study showed that people who were able to make the change after just a couple of sessions of neurofeedback. Ooh, that sounds good. The experimental treatment involves training people to lessen activity in the emotional hub of the brain, how do you pronounce it again?
Amygdala.
Thank you very much. Thank you for making me look bad. The technique could be used as an affordable way to help people control their own stress disorders. You know who could use this? This guy.
Go.
Oh, he's watching the toilet flush. That's what he's doing.
You know, you don't see the crap that he's barking at. But anyways.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so Frankie, as the closest thing I have to a medical professional on this show, brain scans help you reduce stress. You buying this or not?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You
I
think-
think we can be manipulated, and we can manipulate ourselves
Okay.
to do anything we want.
All right. Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a wonderful idea. I mean, think of all, it would reduce road rage.
Okay.
If you could sit in your car and suddenly be driving down the road and going,
But you have to look. You have to be able to look
But
at
then-
your brain scan. Could you drive and look at your brain scan at the same time?
of course you could. It could just come up in a little thin strip right
Like a
across the
heads-up display?
dashboard.
Yeah.
It's like, all of a sudden you go beep, 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 beep. Oh,
That's brilliant.
Go to your happy
Heads-up
place.
display.
that's right.
Go to your happy place?
Go to that wonderful place right there in front of you where the rest of the world just becomes the passing trees.
So, is there any other stress disorders that you could think that you would use this for besides your incessant road rage?
Yes, absolutely. When you can't get enough sex
Right.
when you want it right then and there, yeah, that you could go to your happy place.
So you just look
then
at your brain scan instead of porn?
and do it yourself.
Okay, and do it yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
And then get the other areas of your brain scan to light up. Is that right? Okay.
Exactly. Right.
Holly, what's your take on this?
I think this is a fabulous idea, and further to what Frankie is talking about, I think we should all basically just be walking down the street with helmets on,
Right.
with the heads-up display.
Okay, so you don't run into things.
wonderful.
For various disorders, whoever has what, like in my case, I would use it for insomnia. My best friend actually just gave me one of these headbands that reads the electrical activity, I guess, it's the same idea as this.
Right.
And it's called Muse or something like that.
Okay.
But essentially, if we could take that and project it inside the helmets.
What if it flatlines? I mean, there's some people I just know
That's
I
a
just
whole
see.
other issue, right? But yeah, I think if you could learn by muscle memory to instantly take yourself out of that place and using biofeedback, whether your issue is road rage or insomnia in my case, or pleasuring
unable-
yourself
Yep, exactly.
pleasuring yourself issues, or
It wasn't stress relief.
yeah, lack of sex rage.
Well, it probably
everyone
was
could
at some
benefit.
point.
Probably at some point is that. Okay, so you will
I'm
welcome
pro.
welcome this as a first step
I'm
on the
pro
way to the
headbands.
Matrix. For real?
That's right.
Okay, Raven, as an NWC coach, what's your take on this?
I love neurolinguistic programming. I do it
Yes.
all the time.
How's that been working for you?
And my latest programming has to do with the cure for road rage. I
Okay.
have it down.
Oh, right.
Yep, I have the solution. It's so simple. It takes AA batteries, and every time I go over the Dumbarton Bridge with the company of a vibrator, 0 road rage. 0.
Okay.
Amazing.
Like what you expressed about seeing the trees just in peace, just lining up with all these cars on the road. It happens.
All right. Hey, John, do you think you can make an app for this?
I don't know, Jim.
An app.
I think if you were told that you are under stress and you didn't know it, I think you'd be more stressed out.
Right.
Like, why am I being stressed out? What should I be worried about? I wasn't worried. There's something bad happening I don't know about in my subconscious.
All right.
So this might have negative effects.
Okay. This might have, but
And have you seen that gadget they got to put on your head every
Right.
time they do
That's
this?
the headband I'm talking about, the Muse headband. It reads your electrical signals and it goes across your forehead. But now we've introduced the idea of like the Trojan helmet, like the
Right.
300.
There you go.
We should all just roll around
It'll
with
be
those.
fashionable.
it'll
I think it'd be
just put the
fun.
thoughts
Yeah.
inside your brain, huh?
And
Hey,
on Sundays, we could wear Sunday.
the program tells me we're out of time. On to our first break. And we are back from our first break, issue number 3. Would you watch and see someone eating Video game streaming service Twitch believes it has found the next big thing on the internet, watching people eat. Dubbed social eating, the practice is popular in South Korea and is picking up steam in the United States. The CEO of Twitch does not discount the potential, as Twitch itself grew on streaming videos of people playing video games. I believe we have sample footage of social eating here. I think that's the opposite of social eating, but anyways. All right. Well, I guess the opposite of social. Okay, so social eating is the next big thing. Mr. Vink, are you buying this or not?
Well, Jim, personally, I don't see the appeal.
Okay.
I can think that it only could take off as a sexual thing. So you have like a hot chick eating something
Right.
like soup, and then guys with weird fetishes.
Soup,
Soup.
Well, in the article.
That was in the
soup.
article. Soup.
Yeah.
some pho, noodles.
Yeah. And then
Slapping you in the mouth.
and the viewers are like guys with some, fetish about girls eating soup.
Okay.
I
You
mean-
don't have that fetish, do you?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't. I
What's your
can't
fetish?
imagine.
You
We don't have
don't
time.
need to tell me. I don't want to
We
know.
don't have time for that on this episode.
Hot dog and
It's only,
way.
it's only 30 minutes.
And I think the U.S. I can't imagine would get on.
You can't see the popularity.
I can't see the popularity. I don't understand it myself.
Okay, but you do. You understand. You know who Psy is, right? The South Korean rapper.
Oh, he did the on the horse Gundam
yeah.
style.
Did you see the appeal of that when it first came out?
No.
Yet here we are.
Yeah.
Right. So you are aware of the concept that things that you don't get might actually be popular.
That's usually the case.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't get it, does that indicate the possibility that this might be popular?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Not necessarily. All right. All right. Okay. Raven, what's your would you watch people eat on the internet?
I'm a huge food porn advocate.
Okay.
So I use it as a vegan chef.
Okay.
I do it. Food is an acceptable substitute for sex.
Okay. So when you say food porn, are you talking about watching people eat, just watching food in general, or watching people having sex with food? I'm just missing the point here.
Well, as a chef, I can be erotic in all areas of food. Preparing it,
Okay.
serving it to others,
All right.
eating it,
Right.
watching other people eat it.
Okay.
It's all just
Okay.
erotic energy.
You stopped at the fourth one, right? Thankfully, right?
Which was the fourth one?
Watching other people eat it.
Pleasuring yourself with vegetables.
pleasuring yourself with vegetables.
I'll just say
Yeah.
it, Jen.
You're not making love. to it.
Strawberries, raspberries.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all erotic.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
a 48 hours kind of gal, right?
I love food.
Okay. I don't think she's too young to get the reference. I think.
I got it. I got it.
Holly, you're kind of an aspiring actress in Hollywood. Do you see
I am?
sometimes, right? Do you see yourself doing this as a way of
The food porn?
No. eating and filming.
Is this like a webcam where I'm pleasuring myself with the
No,
No.
I have a job for you.
I know, right?
Yes.
English
you know,
cucumbers are the best.
In this incredibly repressed country, we're repressed as well as gluttonous. So I could certainly see that this would turn into a food porn type of thing. But for me, I find eating sort of revolting. Like your face is convulsing, all the muscles are turning around, like the saliva is sloshing all about. There's detritus all in your teeth. Like it's not attractive, especially if you're talking about pho noodles, like sloshing all over your
You've
face.
never seen a guy watch porn, have you?
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, but if you're eating with
I
yourself.
guess, okay, so put it this way. So I read there was an article in a women's magazine. It was like Women's Health or Glamour or one of those. And one of their top recommended ways that they said to lose weight is actually to strip down, take your clothes off, sit in front of the mirror, and just watch yourself eat. Because it's such a revolting process that if you just watch your facial contortions as you're eating,
Oh, it's not the naked thing?
it's not cute.
It's not the naked
disgusting.
thing.
No, I just think you need some guidance.
Don't you find yourself sort of, if you're on a hot date, like kind of covering your mouth as you're chewing, like a little Japanese schoolgirl? Like
No,
it's,
I totally dive into it. And I find that guys think it's hot. You know, it's like I'm hungry.
I don't mean
I'm a
not-
woman who's hungry.
I don't mean not having an appetite. I mean the physical mastication of the food.
Yeah.
No, I think it's delicious. But
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. The program says I'm out of time for this segment. Issue number 4. Can you be a paid streetwalker if you are only a talker? Aspiring actor Chuck McCarthy is auditioning for a new role in Tinseltown, professional people walker. For $7 a mile, he walks people around the streets and park near his home, pioneering an alternative dog walking that requires no leash, just the ability to walk, talk, and above all, listen. The idea initially struck the underemployed actor several months ago as a joke, an imaginary to make cash, until it became real. Quote, I've been doing walks almost every day for a past week, and I've been getting repeat clients, which is what you want. Let's meet his best customer. Yeah, that's
I'll tell you.
he'll wear you out. He'll wear you out. Okay, Raven, I guess you're the number one person to ask this time. Professional walker, personal walker, great idea or just a fad?
Well, Jim, I'm a cuddlepreneur.
Okay.
So I'm all about cuddling, which is the touch. So I completely get this.
But there's no
I'm gonna
touching
take-
and walking, is there?
Oh, there will be with my walks.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a cuddle wagon.
You have a cuddle wagon? So you think professional people walker is a great idea?
Absolutely. We all need this touch and communication
All right.
and connection.
I think you're focusing too much on the touch and less on the walking, but okay. $7 a mile.
Oh,
It's a little cheap.
Is that
don't you
above or
think?
below minimum wage, do you think?
That's so below.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
The cuddle average.
How long does it take
is
you
much
for?
below.
How long do you think it takes you for you to walk a mile?
Well, I wouldn't know. I'm cuddling in the back of a wagon.
Okay, so you're just too obsessed with the cuddling.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Sorry,
fine.
I don't get it. I don't get the walks. Okay.
All right, Holly, you're down there in La La Land.
Indeed,
Have you
indeed.
met this guy yet?
I have not, but every time I see a dude walking by with, fully bearded Forrest Gump running across the country looking guy, now I'm going to be looking for the cuddle walker.
No, he's just a walker. He's the cuddler.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with cuddling too. No, I love this guy's entrepreneurship. I think, his ingenuity is profound. Yeah, his game is strong. But I have to say his business plan sucks.
Okay.
Like, it stinks. He could use some improvement.
You think Uber might help him out?
Yeah, well, that's what it seems to me. It's like a Uber meets personal trainer meets dog walker. But, if you were even borrowing the model from a dog walker, then rather than doing $7 a mile, is he charging?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you charge by the hour? So depending on whether the client needs to go fast or slow, if you got a slow one that you're walking around in like a handicapped, if he's like a service a companion person for someone who's disabled or something, you're not going to get very far. Versus if I were running next to him in Runyon Canyon or something, completely different story. So he needs to be charging by the hour, first of all, and he also needs to have a referral program if he wants to grow his business.
Well, he seems to be getting a lot of repeat customers. So maybe.
But referrals to the friends, as well as he needs to have a dedicated discount for his repeat customers.
There you go.
Those would be my
10.2.
recommendations.
There you go.
10.2% off.
Hey, Frankie, you
10.2%.
think he can get on as a health insurance or compensation as a provider?
I think that would be amazing. Not only could you could do that for reimbursement
And
for
then he can
himself,
charge like
and he
$100
could
an hour, right?
Brilliant.
Absolutely, we bring up the minimum wage. Then he offers a variety of services. Cuddle walking. You put a food truck on the way. You could also incorporate now you have activity. You have cuddling, and you could have some salacious sensationalism, eating raw oysters and having
porn.
somebody
What?
watch.
Yeah.
See, it all
Love
goes down to
It
porn,
all
apparently.
I
comes
love it.
down.
So, well, anyways, do you think this is better, that using this professional walker is better or worse than just having a gym membership and a therapist?
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
All right.
cheaper.
Hey, John, you got about a minute left. Well, I'll give you the last shot at this,
right.
or until the ladies pipe in. What do you think his clients are like?
I bet there are people who have deep secrets that they can't talk to their friends about.
It's okay.
And so they
Unlike you, who shares everything, right?
find a stranger, don't give them a real name,
Right.
and say, yeah, I killed a hobo last night.
Worse or
No.
better than the professional listeners in Japan?
So I think, the Japanese people just listen, right?
Right. They
Here
just
you
sit there and listen. As
Here you
opposed
get to
walking.
walk, and if you're like a scam artist, you just be a slow walker, because per mile, right?
No, it's per mile. You want to. Well,
So you just walk slowly to get more, talking time in.
okay. All right. So you would try to game a guy only getting $7 a mile.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's all about screwing people over.
And it's about talking
That's all.
time, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. The program says we're out of time. On to our second break. And we are back from our second break. For those of you who have any questions or comments, our contact information via Twitter and email are below. And I'd love to hear from you. Okay, we are at the final segment of our show. This is the fact-checking segment. This is where we learn where we went wrong during the course of the show. And for that, we rejoin Bobby Chastain in the KMVT newsroom. Hey, Mr. Executive Director, how did we do tonight?
Oh, you did great. It's another great brainstorming session by your panel. I think you guys have a lot of ideas, new shows that can be born out of this. One, it's not a mistake. I'll agree with Holly. We are living under a giant dome. It's our atmosphere. Just because you have hallucinations doesn't mean that there's some grand conspiracy or that we live in the Matrix. I don't think.
Who said I have hallucinations?
He's accusing you of having.
I noticed.
Yeah, you see, you don't know what color cats are or something, or they'll change colors on you, something to that effect. You were close. The Commodore 64 was released in 1982. However, Frankie, Doris Day is not dead.
That was my
his.
statement.
She's 94
alive
years
and
old,
well in
and she
Carmel.
would have been in her early 60s when the Commodore 64 was released. So that's pretty cool. Good for Doris Day.
That might be a new segment. Are they dead or alive?
We
Celebrity.
do that with the middle school kids. We dead or not dead. Usually rock guitarists. Though.
Oh, okay.
That's a little
I would say watching people eat, I think there's already some fulfilled potential there. Competitive eating is pretty big. Every 4th of July, there's Joey Chestnut and
dog.
Kobayashi and whatnot. People tune in for that.
Yes, that's true.
So indeed, it needn't be sexy, right? I mean, that's certainly not. So I don't think it was about that. I think you guys kind of turn everything into it needs to be sexy. Not the case.
That's just my panel, Bobby. Sorry, that's the way they roll.
That's the way he picks us, kid.
Along those lines, Raven, described herself as a food porn junkie, but she's also vegan. That's like kind of watching Warden June Cleaver do it.
That's hilarious.
Well, I just thought it was just two women.
What's that?
I just thought it was two women when you say vegan porn. Sorry.
Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna add that vegan food porn. It's exciting.
Lots of cucumber.
Well, cucumber makes sense. John mentioned that
They're full of beans.
there'd be a market for watching hot women eat, but then went with soup, which I'd never heard before. So
It would suck.
But I will
It's
agree with
cream
John
and broccoli.
that wearing a gadget on your head is a lot more likely to cause stress than get rid of any. So, you know, if you put this on, it would cause me to get pretty stressed out.
Aren't you wearing headphones?
Maybe he's stressed right now.
You could be stressed. I just thought it was just being around me that's stressed about, but you know.
Yes, to all of the above. Having a walker to talk your problems out, there are already bartenders and barbers for that, so I don't really think that's the thing. It's hard to cuddle also. Frankie, hard to walk and cuddle and eat at the same time.
I don't think
anyone
so.
trying that.
Oh no, I think that's totally.
She views it not
doable.
as an impossibility, but more as a challenge.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Totally
well,
possible.
in that case, probably just as
Absolutely.
you say, Jim, back to the gym at that point. Brain scans also are, you know, I guess it's brain scans that help relieve stress. But most of the most stressed out people I know think that they have had a brain scan that they probably didn't have. So brain scan's probably not the way to go there. Since Frankie already was cursing like a sailor in one of the early ones, I know you'll have to edit this, so I think the neuro-linguistic cure for road rage is just saying, get the fuck out of the way!
We won't have to edit that and post it all, right?
And then, Holly, if you're going to cover your mouth every time you're on a date and you're eating, there's going to be a little ceiling for relationships. Eventually, somebody's going to see the way you eat, so it's probably better just to tear that Band-Aid off.
Fair enough.
Um,
We've got about 10 seconds left, Bobby.
Oh, good, I did better this time.
There you go. Yeah, you did awesome, Bobby. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Bobby.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Bobby.
Bobby.
And thank you very much to the panel. Thank you very much to the crew. Thank you very much for watching the show. Later.